Hello, good morning students. Welcome to e-learning. We are learning chapter 7 of our 12th economics, that is population. We have completed 3 chapters in that. Today we are going to start with the 4th lecture in this. But just recapitulate about the 3 lectures. That is, we have seen how we have seen population explosion there. We have seen that the birth rates are more and more and the death rates are less. So due to the more birth rates and less of death rate, you find that there is a gap which created increase in the population because of this less death rate and more of birth rate. Then we have seen population trends. In population trends, this is the main topic which has been going on, and we are learning in that. We have learned first of all with the growth and the, we can say, growth ratio and the size of the population. Second, we have learned about the gender distribution, and third, we have learned about the gender ratio. So these are the 3 things which we have learned. Today in our lecture 4, we are going to continue with the same trends of population. Under that, we are going to learn about age-wise population. Clear? Now, age-wise population in India we are going to learn, and here the word age-wise means what? It is not like particular age and it has been calculated, because it is from the census data we are taking. All the data are from the census data, and we have been dividing to analyze different way. So that is what the trends. But here it is a classification of population of different age groups. So we are keeping different age groups, and according to that particular age group we are measuring the population, that how this particular, in this particular age group, that is for example 0 to 14 age group is there. So that is that particular small age group where the baby to the teenage, or we can say thus the starting of the teenage, you find that that particular age, how many population is been there in all over the India. Same way the old age is there, that is after 55 or 54 of years, you find that 55 or above people, how many are there. Then after between the category, that is 15 to 54, so that particular peoples are how many. So we are going to know different batch wise, or we can say we have distributed our age under the different categories, and on the basis of that we are going to measure it, so that we can get a clear cut idea. See, from here this particular age wise population will help us to know a different classification of group, will tell us it is a working group or it is a non-working group. So what is been told here, example says it is a, we can know percentage of population in the age group of 0 to 14 age. मतलब अगर 0 to 14 एज ग्रुप वाले हैं तो कितने परसेंटेज वो इंक्रीज हुआ ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम फ्रॉम 1951 till 2011, because of previous census is, or we can say the recent lastly census data is about 2011. So here this help us to study whether our population is under a working or non-working age group. So we know that students are not allowed to work, that is a child labor is till 14 age. So 0 to 14 age is not considered as a working group. But apart from that, apart from 15 years, if you are from 15 years, you can start working for different part-time jobs to the full-time jobs. So this is what we should have in our mind. Now the table here which has been taken from the census data only, and that is table 7.4, which is age-wise population of India. So this table will help us to have a better idea, and we are going to analyze on this particular table also. So you find that there are 5 columns here, that is age group, then after followed by the 4 different years, that is 2005, 2010, 2011, 2014, which is estimated. Estimated means after 2011 data, census data, they have forecast that in 2014 how much will be the estimated population. So here the 3 categories in the age group is given, that taken, that is 0 to 14 age, 15 to 64 of age, and 65 and above. So here the 0 to 14 age is called as non-working, because here the children are sent to the school, they are being sent to the school for taking knowledge, learning purposes, and so on. So you find that this is the government mandatory thing, where children of age of 14 must have a necessary basic education. So this is what is happening. So that's why you find that they are under the learning process. That's why we cannot say they are working population. It is called as what? Non-working population. Same way with the last age group, that is 65 and above, that is the totally senior category of people, or the old age people, where we find that 65 of years of age, or if you see at present, what is the retirement age? It is near to 58 to 60. Somewhere it is 60, somewhere it is 58. So we find that as the time has been going on, we find that the retirement age is coming down. Why? It is depend on the our societal area, natural environment, and our population. The death rate shows that we maximum lives at the age of 68. So 68 is an on an average death, or we can say maximum living for a particular person, and after that he might survive or he may not survive. So on an average the lifespan of a person is 68 years. So here it has been on the basis of 2011 data. Here it has been taken up that 65 and above people are considered to be very we can say old age people, and they are being comes under non-working population again here. So you find that the two categories, that is the first one 0 to 14 and down 65 and above, are being considered as non-working age group, whereas the between, that is 15 to 64 age of category, it is known as active force. It is also known as active working population, or they are the enthusiastic, they are the adult, they are the teenage, they are the youth of the India, where they are working and giving contribution to the national income. So here the three categories of age group is being given up, and you find that there are different years, different 4 to 5 years which has been taken up, but we are going to measure with the first, that is 2005 to the 2014, and in between we are going to compare whether it has been increased or decreased. So let's start with the analyzing of this particular data with this table. So we find in our table that is 32.78 percentage of age group of 0 to 14 are there in 2005. Matlab, we find that 1/3 of the population, near to 1/3 of the population was the, we can say, the children's, where they are coming under non-working category, as well as we find that this children's ratio has decreased in 2010. The percentage from 32.78 has decreased to 30.89 in 2010. I'm only talking about the particular age group of 0 to 14. Clear? Again, in 2011, after the next year, you find that it again has decreased to 30.5, which is the census year, or we can say census data which has been came. So you find that over the period of time from 2005 to 2011, our age group, that is the children age group, has been decreasing. It has been stopped. So this is what is happening up. Why it has been stopped? What is the thing? Because people became educated. People know that more and more population creates a problem to our country, and we find that the children's at present is been decreasing. So we can say the little bit there is a change of birth rate here. The birth rate has decreased for the children, or might be there are some things like, for example, poor health facility in different villages, different places might cause the birth, or we can say this children's to be under the falling of death. That's why the ratio has been down. So ये सब चीज हो सकता है. Again we can say poverty plays an important factor. Poverty also creates what, the less people to come under, or less survival rate for a children's under this particular category. Then comes the active force, that is 15 to 64. You find that 62.44, that is 2/3 of the population, near to 2/3. That is, we find that in 2005 was under this active working population, which over the period from directly 2014, if we see, it has increased, or we can see steady increase, that is in 2010, that is 63.99, then after 2011 64.30, and then after 2014 estimate report says that it is 65.30. So presently we can assume that it will be in 2020 near to the 2/3 of the population, that is 67 of the population will be under this active force, where we find that our youth generation, or we can say adults, are going under working process. There we can say entrepreneurs, business persons, any of them, government employees will be there, we are working under this. And then comes the 65 and above category, that is the last category, where we find that there were only 4.78 people of the old age people were there in 2005. Then Slowly it increased in 2010, that is 5.12. Again the next year, that is 2011, it has increased to 5.20, and lastly in 2014 we find that it is 5.49, which has, so we can assume here by taking 2000, by comparing 2005 to 2014 here, that is it has increased 0.78, from 0.78 percentage to 5.49 percentage. It has increased, that is the senior citizen has increased because of less of death rate, less of death rate created here. We find less of death rate created, nothing but we can say more of old age people to be in our country. Then this particular data shows that overall view, that is our 0 to 14 year of age has decreased from 32.78, it has decreased to 29.21 percentage. From our active workforce, that is 15.64 15 to 64 of age, it is 62.44 percentage in 2005, which increased to 65.30 in 2014. Then comes the senior citizen, that is or citizen age, senior citizen age, where we find that 65 and above people have increased. Why? In 2005 the percentage was 4.78 percentage, which increased to 5.49 in 2014. So overall we find that the age group of 15 to 64 and 64 and above has increased, whereas 0 to 14 age group has decreased over the period of time. So let's go with the analyze quick crew. Before analyzing, we have a graph which has been shown to you. So here on a graph we can see on the x-axis the years are measured on the horizontal axis, and then after on the y-axis there is the percentage of population is been measured. Now as it is a cluster diagram, you have to go with this cluster diagram, where we have taking three age groups, that is 0 to 14 which is in the lining one, 15 to 64 which is an active force which is a plain white box, and the 65 and above which is shown with a black, dark black box bar. So here there are three bars with the different years is been shown to you. On the x-axis the bars are been drawn, and the y-axis the measurement has been taken up, and to that particular proportion the bar length is been shown. So you can easily identify that there is a gradually only little increase. Here you find that as a time from 2005 to 2014 year, in the increase in what? Increase in the two age group, that is the second and the third, that is 15 year to 64 we find increase. Then after we find down 65 and above, that is the black totally black colored bars are there is an increase. But our the children's which are been there, the children's group, that is the lining one, lining bars are been reducing, it is slowly going down. So this is what, it is not looking exactly the same, it is, there is a difference. You find the number, that's why the number is written. You have to go with this writing numbers whenever it is been asked, so that the person who is checking in the examination of board can identify this is this much percentage, this is this much percentage, and there is a gradual. अगर ये छोटे छोटे मैटर्स, छोटे छोटे गैप है तो हमको पता होने चाहिए. So ये हम दिखा सकते हैं by writing on the top of the bar. So this is what you have to know on this particular graph. I hope you have been clear. If you find any difficulty, any doubt, you can just call or message me. But regarding this graph, we have to go with analysis also. So let's go with the analyzing first. You find that we know by looking at this particular graph, that is the fertility rate is more, the death rate is less. We find that there is a long gap between the death and the birth rate, and there is an increase in the population. Then after the comparison which I told from 2005 to 2014, so here it has been told that the first age group, that is 0 to 14, it was 32.78% in 2005, which has decreased over the period of time with 29.21% in 2014, which shows what? It is the decrease in the birth rate. As I told you that same. When the second one, it shows that about the second age group, where 15 to 64, which is the active workforce, the people who try to overcome with survival, and they try to go with doing all sorts of jobs, business, everything. So you find there here in 2005 the force was 62.44%, which has increased to 65.30% in 2014. And lastly, you find that this particular group shows an increase, and which can be able to conclude that there is a good amount of economic development, because the more these people, the more will be the economic development, the more will be the national income, more will be the per capita income, and more will be the economic development. This concept of economic development we have studied in the chapter 2. So you have to directly identify if more of the age group of this particular category, that is 15 to 64 of years of group, is there, there will be a working population. Working population creates more of increase in we can say national income and per capita income. So it overall comes to the economic development. Then the last age group was been going increase. So we find that the old age people are been now getting a high good amount of medical services, so which helps them their survival rate to be increased. And because of that, it find that the over the period of time, the health the population of 65 and above has increased from 2005 to 2014. So this is what which has been told in this particular analysis. Next lecture we are going to learn about the rural and urban area wise population, how it has been grown, what all the changes happen, and what are the consequences behind this particular change of from rural to urban. So stay tuned. If you find any doubt, you can just call and message me. If you find any doubt in analyzing or writing anything, you can just call and message me for my number. Thank you.